There is a place where we are all brilliant, accomplished, and deeply happy. A place where we have written the novel, started the business, healed the relationship, and finally become the person we were always meant to be. This place is not a distant land or a spiritual realm. It is a place we visit every single day. It is the future. We live there in our daydreams, in our plans, in the endless stories we tell ourselves about one day. We furnish this future with perfect conditions and flawless outcomes. And in doing so, we fall victim to one of the most seductive and destructive traps of the human mind, the perfect future trap. Welcome to Existential Psychology Insights. I'm truly glad you're here to explore this with me, because this is a topic that touches the very core of how we experience time and our own lives. If you are committed to waking up from the illusions that hold you back, I invite you to subscribe to our channel. Today, we will be conducting a deep existential and psychological analysis of our tendency to postpone our lives. We will investigate why we so often sacrifice the tangible, imperfect reality of the present moment for the intoxicating but ultimately illusory fantasy of a perfect future. This is not just about procrastination on our to-do lists, it's about the procrastination of our very existence. The trap is built upon a simple yet powerful psychological quirk known as the arrival fallacy. This is the belief that a future event or achievement will deliver us to a prominent state of happiness or fulfillment. I'll be happy when I graduate. My real life will start once I get that promotion. I can finally relax after I find a partner. We create a narrative where the present is merely a stepping stone, a necessary but undesirable prelude to the main event. This mindset is a recipe for chronic dissatisfaction. It hollows out the present, turning it into a waiting room. The beautiful, messy, and rich reality of our daily lives, the only life we actually have, is dismissed as not yet. We are not truly here. We are ghosts in our own present, our consciousness perpetually fixed on a horizon that we never actually reach. Because, of course, once we do graduate or get the promotion, the hedonic treadmill kicks in. The goalpost shifts, a new when appears on the horizon, and the cycle of postponement continues. But why are we so susceptible to this trap? From an existential perspective, postponing our lives is often a sophisticated defense mechanism against our deepest fears. Consider the fear of failure. As long as your great novel remains an idea, a dream in your perfect future, it is a masterpiece. It cannot be criticized. It cannot be rejected. It cannot fail. The moment you start writing, the moment you bring that dream into the messy, imperfect reality of the present, it becomes vulnerable. The words on the page will never be as perfect as the idea in your head. And so by keeping your dreams safely locked away in the future, you protect yourself from the potential pain of discovering your limitations. You are procrastinating not on the task, but on the potential verdict on your abilities. Even more subtly, we postpone our lives because of the fear of our own potential, or the fear of success. What if you do write the novel? What if you do start the business? Success brings responsibility. It brings new expectations. It shatters the comfortable identity of the striver and forces you to become the one who has arrived. This can be terrifying. It is often existentially easier to remain in the comfortable, familiar state of becoming than to face the immense pressure of being. The trap is also baited with the illusion of perfect conditions. We tell ourselves, I'll start when I have more time, more money, more energy, when the kids are older, when the market is better. We are waiting for a magical alignment of stars, a moment when all risk has been eliminated and the path forward is clear and easy. But existential philosophy teaches us that life is defined by its inherent uncertainty and imperfection. The perfect time is a myth. It will never arrive. Waiting for it is a form of denying the fundamental nature of existence. It is a refusal to engage with life on its own messy, unpredictable terms. The only time we ever have is now. The only conditions we ever have are the ones in front of us. The existential cost of this postponement is immense. It is a life haunted by the ghost of a person you could have been. It is the slow, corrosive accumulation of regret. It is a betrayal of the freedom and responsibility that define our humanity. To have the capacity for action, for creation, for connection, and to perpetually choose to defer it is the quiet tragedy of many lives. We become spectators of a future we are endlessly planning, instead of active participants in the present we are actually living. So, how do we break free? How do we escape this gilded cage of the future? The first step is a radical shift in perspective, a move towards what philosophers like Martin Heidegger called being in the world. This means consciously and deliberately re-inhabiting your present moment. It is a commitment to seeing the now not as a waiting room, but as the only stage upon which your life can actually unfold. Practices like mindfulness are not just about relaxation, they are training for this existential reorientation. They teach us to notice the world around us, to feel our own breath, to be where we are. Secondly, we must embrace imperfection as the price of action. The great works of the world were not created by people who waited for perfection. They were created by people who were willing to start, to be messy, to make mistakes, to revise, and to learn. You must give yourself permission to be a beginner. The first draft will be flawed. The first attempt will be awkward. That is not a sign of failure, it is a sign of courage. It is the sign of someone who has chosen reality over fantasy. Third, you must break the spell of the grand gesture. We often get paralyzed because we think we need to take a massive, life-altering leap. Instead, focus on the small, meaningful step. You don't need to write the entire novel today, you just need to write one imperfect paragraph. You don't need to build your entire business. You just need to make one phone call or send one email. These small actions, taken consistently, are what break the inertia of postponement. They are votes you cast for the present real self over the future fantasy self. This is a profound renegotiation with the nature of time and existence. It is about understanding that the future is not a place we will one day arrive at. The future is created, moment by moment, through the choices we make today. The happiness, the meaning, and the authenticity you are seeking are not waiting for you at some distant finish line. They are available to you right now, concealed within the courageous, imperfect, and very real act of choosing to engage with the life that is already here. Stop waiting. Your life is happening now.